Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your January through June 2023 tarot reading. So, last but certainly not least, I'm actually really excited to do your reading. There's been so much going on lately, and it's been a long time since we've been able to sit down and have a conversation. So, this is really exciting. This year, we're going to do something a little bit different. Unfortunately, my lighting is being all weird, so it's a little bit glary, but these are the Power of Surrender cards by Judith Orloff, Orloff, if you'd like to look into them. Unfortunately, you can't see the artwork. It's so annoying. I don't know what happened to my lighting a couple days ago, but all of a sudden it just went haywire, and I just have tried to fix it, and I'm not going to fight it. So here we are. So we're going to get a surrender card to see what you guys are surrendering for the first half of 2023. If you want to get your own 6-month prediction, it will be available. I think I have one left on my calendar for January. And then we'll start all up again, probably in April or May, for the second half predictions. So we're going to get a surrender card first, and then we will get an overlying theme for each month, January through June. I have all the major arcana and the 4 aces in this deck. And then we'll go through each month and we'll clarify with a different deck. Okay, let's just get started. Thank you guys for your support and your patience to get these out. Nice. Okay. Surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death. Repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. I love this. I don't know if you guys can see this card, but it's a horse with a rider riding off into the sunset. It's just really beautiful and fiery, and I think that you guys are really ready for change this year in a lot of different ways. I think you guys are really ready for change, and allowing yourselves to change with the times and with the way that your soul wants things to change is always going to be a better balance for you than if you're listening to the way the world wants you to change. That's going to be that tension that you feel. That's going to be that, you'll feel it in your gut. You'll feel that red flag in your gut, and you'll know that that's not the direction that you're supposed to go in. So let's get your themes, January through June. Usually I shuffle until a card pops out for January. Sometimes that doesn't happen. It's only happens. It's they haven't given me a card maybe once. So let's do one more shuffle. Okay, we're ready. Okay, so for January, oh, nice. We have the Ace of Pentacles for January. We have the Wheel of Fortune. There's that shift, that change for February. March is the Sun. And oh, look at that. April is the Tower. There's definite change that's happening. This is why you have to surrender to the fear of change, because that Tower energy can be kind of frightening sometimes, but it's not there to be frightening. It just can be frightening. I'll put it that way. May is the Strength card. That makes sense. And then June, we have the Hanged Man. Okay. I have faith that all is well. Keep reminding yourself of that. So it looks like something new is coming into your life at the beginning of this year. The Ace of Pentacles can sometimes be a gift from the universe. That's like a material gift from the universe, but oftentimes we'll see this happening. And it's more subtle. It may not be super duper in your face, but whatever comes in January definitely creates I literally can see dominoes falling. So it sort of creates this domino effect, and the way things are just going to be changing for you after this new thing appears in January. It's like you won't be able to stop the momentum of it. It's like a rock rolling down the hill. You're not going to be able to stop the momentum of it. If you do, you could easily hurt yourself. So let's see. Let's get started and see what this Ace of Pentacles is for January and clarify. Aces are gifts from the universe. Oftentimes we don't get these gifts until we're ready for it. So you want to be ready for it, basically. For some of you, there's this idea of like, you're having like this aha moment when it comes to some kind of stability in your life. We have the Four of Wands, we have the Ace of Swords, and we have the Four of Cups. And excuse me. With the Four of Wands and the Ace of Swords, like there's just is this, I feel like you get this information or this aha moment. For some of you, this means that you're going to be moving. For some of you, this means that there's going to be more money coming in and you may be finding some stability within that. With the Four of Cups here, I love the Four of Cups in this deck because it's not really about ignoring what the universe is bringing into you. It's about being discerning about what the universe is bringing to you and really rooting yourself into the ground and grounding yourself, you know? So we have the Four of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Four of Cups. Okay. Oh, all right. That makes sense. Okay. So it does feel like there's some kind of success. Like it feels like there's something new that's growing. That's literally the way that I want to say it. It feels like there's something new that's growing in your life. The Six of Wands on the Four of Wands is a beautiful sign because this really shows that things are going your way. And that Four of Wands really represents stability in our life. So somehow there's something that's coming into your life that's bringing a little bit more stability for you. The Seven of Cups and the Ace of Swords, you might have a lot of opportunities coming your way that could be a little bit confusing. And honestly, the way that you're going to be able to pick all of these opportunities is by sitting with yourself and being really discerning on what it is that you want to choose to do. The Seven of Cups doesn't have to be a confusing time for you, but it can be, you may have more than one road to take, and that can oftentimes be a little bit confusing, but yeah, I mean, don't limit yourself. Like this really, the Seven of Cups for me is all about like not limiting ourselves to just one certain opportunity. And then we have the Two of Cups on the Four of Cups. The Two of Cups doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It absolutely can. But I feel like in some way, this is you. Like, I feel like I want to tell you to make sure that you're asking like friends for counsel. Like if you have something that you can't figure out, I feel like you have people around you that you can trust to ask these questions for you. And if it's not something that you feel like you can just like ask somebody for that question or, you know, for that answer or whatever, then your own personal guidance. For some of you, you're kind of processing a relationship that feels very, very close. It just seems like there's like a lot of new confusing things coming in for this month for you. And so really keeping yourself grounded so that you're not in like this mode of chaos through the month is going to be really good for you. Okay. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune for February. I love the Wheel of Fortune. It's very Jupiterian. Jupiter is in Aries right now. So for those of you who are Pisces risings, Jupiter is going to be in your second house, and it's really going to be very advantageous for your finances coming in. And this shows that a lot with Jupiter and Aries. But with the wheel shifting, there's something that is changing. The Wheel of Fortune is very much about divine timing, but when it does shift, it's a positive shift. Just because we have positive shifts in our lives doesn't mean that we don't have lessons to learn on top of those positive shifts. So reminding yourself to not skip the steps. This does feel like you're building something new, and whatever it is that you're building is bringing some balance into your life. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Pentacles, and we have the Justice card. And this Justice card in this deck has the Wheel of Fortune above Miss Liberty's head. So there's definitely this positive shift that's going to be bringing some balance into your life. And it does feel like you're building something, and you don't have to go alone. I love the 3 of Pentacles here because you don't have to go at it alone as you're building something new. So let's clarify. The 8 of Pentacles is not skipping the steps to rebuild that new foundation, that you want to be stronger. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's some divine timing that's definitely happening for you guys in a big way. So we have the Queen of Pentacles on the 8 of Pentacles. So there could be an earth sign that this may even be that you're trying to fix, you're trying to rebuild with an earth sign. It's almost as if there's a need or a desire to rebuild a foundation with this earth sign. We have the Hanged Man on the 3 of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man is about looking at things in a different perspective. This 3, like, I feel like this isn't going to be the easiest journey. And the reason why I say that is we have the Tower over here with Lady Liberty, with the like something. This is what I'm talking about. Like, if you're building something and something is shifting, and there are parts of your life that cannot bear the weight of whatever it is that you're building because you have grown so much and you're no longer aligned to certain parts of your old life, the more you allow yourself to be patient with it, like this is having to look at this rebuilding of a foundation in a new kind of way. And there's something about slowing down. You do not have to force anything to work in your life, because whatever you're supposed to be doing is going to happen. And the more we try and force the change, the more we try and force the way out of the situation or the fear of the situation, the harder it's going to be for you to be able to get up and keep going. And this is definitely whatever it is that you want to build that's new. There are parts of your life that have to go. And that creates the balance. Okay. When you allow yourself to look at it that way, it's a lot easier. And there's definitely an earth sign that's involved here as well. So it might even be that you're trying to rebuild something with that earth sign, and the universe is like, we don't have room for you to try and force things to work with that earth sign. It may be that you need to look at things in a different way. We have the sun here for March. So there's some clarity that comes in March for you. There's this like aha moment almost that comes for you. Remember that the sun, everything revolves around the sun. Okay. The sun is the center of the universe, and ask any Leo, they'll tell you the same thing. But the sun is one of the best cards that you can get in a reading, because it promotes vitality and health, really good health, and prosperity and clarity, and being able to see things and with a clear mind. And so there's some kind of message in this. Let's look really quick here. One more. There we go. Okay. So I feel like there's a conversation or a message that creates a whole new beginning for you. So we have the Page of Wands, we have the Fool, and we have the 10 of Wands. And I feel like this message, like part of it is actually saying to you that you don't have to work so hard. Like there's something here about letting you know that you don't have to kill yourself to get things accomplished or to work really, really hard. You're almost at the end of the road. Tens are completions. And the 10 of Wands is like, you've been carrying the load. So I feel like there's something new that you want to do. I think you're causing this tower moment that's happening in April. I think that you see things very clearly now and you're kind of sick of it and you don't want to have to, you don't want to have to keep going down the path that you were going. So there's this leap of faith that you're going to take. And I think it's after having a conversation with someone or hearing a message, particularly from someone. Oh yeah, that tower came out again. Like there's something that like I think that you're causing the shift and the change to happen. I don't know that anybody else is really doing it. We have the tower again on the Page of Wands. So there definitely feels like there's a conversation that is had or a message that is heard. You hear something from someone and it literally changes everything. And it brings a lot of clarity to you. You're like, oh, wow, I can't unsee this now. We have the Knight of Cups with the Fool. That Knight of Cups is bringing, it's a messenger of love, right? So there's whatever new beginning that you're doing, whatever leap of faith that you want to take, make sure you're doing it out of love and you're not doing it out of anger, because it's very easy to be able to switch those two around. So be sure that you're doing it specifically out of love. And then we have the 6 of Cups with the 10 of Wands. Okay. And this very much is one of those things where your past, it's like you no longer want to hold on to your past. You don't want to carry that heavy load anymore. That's not something that you're interested in doing anymore. And I think that that's why this could be that somebody's coming back from the past and they're trying to get back into your good graces, and you're remembering just how difficult it was for you to deal with people like that. And you're like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. But you're definitely making the rules here and you're changing things for the better for yourself in really, really big ways. Okay, so April, we have the tower. And like I said, I think that you're creating these tower energies. And I don't want you to be scared of the tower coming out so many times. This just means that you're evolving. There's something that is evolving and changing around in your life. This is course correction in its finest. It's, when we, sometimes I'll just be laying in bed at night and I'll just be like, okay, universe, I just need you to show me what I'm supposed to do next. And then the next day I'll wake up and I'll have this idea and I'll be like, okay, this is what I'll do. And then it'll cause a catastrophe for other people around me. And I'm just like, oh, wow, well, I didn't really mean to do that, but it's what's best for my highest good. Like I didn't mean to upend other people's lives. And, I don't like necessarily do that on purpose, but sometimes that's just the way that it goes. It's like you're upending your life because you want to, not because you need to. Not because, and it's almost like nobody else truly understands that. There are things that you want to see in your life, and these tower moments are helping to remove things out of your space so that you can have more space to create the life that you want to see around, right? So we have the Queen of Cups, we have the Page of Cups, and we have Judgment. And here, this is the thing, is like when you desire something, we want to make sure like this is your energy that's coming out. This is what I said. I feel like you're creating the tower because you desire to have something in your life, and the universe is ready to provide that for you. And so the universe is going to say, okay, this is what you want to have in your life. You're literally begging for it. Like, this is what you want in your life. Let's do something about it, right? So let's clarify and see. Queen of Cups. Page of Cups. The more vacillating you do, the more the universe is going to show up on your behalf and be like, listen, you got to listen to your intuition. It's, it's not about listening to what it is that your mind wants you to do. It's about listening to what your gut wants you to do. The Two of Pentacles and the Strength card on the Queen of Cups. That's awesome. The Strength card really reminds me of resiliency. And I think that resiliency has become a dirty word for a lot of people because they're like, well, I don't want hard things to happen in my life where I have to be resilient anymore. I totally get it. I'm totally there with you, completely understand where you're coming from. But resiliency is more about taming the beast. Resiliency and allowing yourself to make these decisions for yourself. A lot of times when the Two of Pentacles, when we're vacillating between doing one thing and another thing, the reason why we're vacillating is because we're not listening to our own intuition. We're listening to what our mind wants us to do. We're listening to what the world wants us to do. And we do that vacillating thing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If you allow yourself to get quiet and you listen to the red flags that are coming into your stomach when you ask it, should I be doing this or should I be doing that? There's often like a feeling of peace that will come over you if you ask yourself if you're supposed to be doing something that you are actually supposed to be doing. And there's often a tension that comes over. This happens to me, comes over, and you guys are like literally one of the most psychic signs in the zodiac. So listening to your gut intuition, listening to what it is that you want to do for yourself instead of listening to the rest of the world, that'll be your intuition. There you are. There's your archetype, the high priestess. And the high priestess sees all and feels all, and she just doesn't really have to say a whole lot because she already knows, right? She gets her information directly from source. And the Three of Cups with Judgment. You have people to support you. The Three of Cups is, I'm not going to read the Three of Cups like it's a third party situation, like other readers would read it that way. For me, the Three of Cups is a celebration. It's about you and I coming together and creating a third source of energy. And this makes me feel like when you come together with your soul group, anything can happen. And so now is not the time to isolate yourself. Now is the time to really get together with people that you trust and you honor, and allowing yourself to make these decisions based on what you know to be true, not what the world knows to be true. And I think that that's what you're stirring up here. And it is creating resiliency. It is creating, like every single time we have to go through something difficult in our life, it just makes us realize how strong we actually are. That sounds kind of fucked up for that to be the case, but it's true. It's like absolutely something that that's not something that we can really change. The more we look at things from a perspective of, wow, look how far I've come. I can handle anything. If I can handle all of this, and if I can get this far and everything, then I can handle anything, right? So we have the Strength card for May, which I absolutely love after that Tower energy. Remember that the lion's coat, the lion's skin is very hard to pierce. It's very, very hard to pierce. You could be dealing with a Leo energy as well. But with this Strength card, we have the Five of Cups, we have the Lovers, and we have the Chariot. So again, another card that I don't read like other readers read it. The Lovers card for me is not about a new relationship. It could be for some of you, but that new relationship is going to come after a time of grieving. And I feel like with that 5 of Cups, that's where your resiliency from the Tower is coming from. You really have to allow yourself to process any kind of grief that you're holding on to, any kind of sadness, any kind of like what ifs or the pain that comes through in any way, shape, or form when something has ended. And then we have the Chariot, which moves you along on the next part of your journey in all sorts of ways. So for me, the Lover's card in this instance really feels like your masculine and feminine energies are coming together. And when we have a balanced masculine and feminine inside of us, there's not, I'm like, you really question a lot less, right? And that has nothing to do with being male or being female. We all have the masculine and feminine energies inside of us. And so I feel like this resiliency, this strength, people, you're building a thicker skin, but I don't want that thick skin to be armor. I want that thick skin to be something that you're proud of. You know what I mean? And in the Strength card, we have an angel taming the lion. Like that lion's not here to eat that angel. That angel is taming the lion. So there's this calmness, this softness that I feel like is sort of brewing in your life the more you travel on your journey and the more you see things a little bit more clear as the past, as you grieve the things from the past that are no longer aligned to your future and where you're going. Oh, look at that. We have the line. We have the Strength card again. Okay. So we have the 7 of Cups on the 5 of Cups. The grief process can be very confusing sometimes. So allowing yourself to work through that day by day, getting grounded through that. I also feel like you grieving is going to bring a lot more opportunities for you that you're going to be able to grow and prosper and thrive for yourself. Integrating these two energies within you. Again, there's the Strength card. It could be a Leo energy that's showing up in your life that you might be a little bit confused about. And you may be confused because this person could be from the past and you know that you guys don't work anymore. And that you may be grieving a past relationship with someone. And as you do that, you actually balance out your own energies more. I know that that sounds a little weird, but when we grieve and release the people from our past that are no longer aligned with us, we become more aligned to ourselves. And then we have the Hierophant with the Chariot. So the Hierophant is about religious ideals. The Hierophant can very much be societal standards when it comes to religious ideals, but it's about the belief systems. And I think that you might be seeing relationships and you might be seeing your belief systems change in a lot of ways. It may even be that you need to take a vacation. You could be going to visit someone, but there's this journey that you're on. And I think a lot of it is like your ideals are changing in different kind of ways because you can't be the same person that you used to be. There's too many things that are happening to change that. Okay. We have the Hanged Man for June. So the Hanged Man, and I love this because it really looks like that there's a Wheel of Fortune above the Hanged Man in this deck. And so I do feel like when we are placed on pause and we have to see things from a different perspective, even during that time, the energy is moving and there's a shift that's occurring. Even if we feel stagnant, the energy is still moving around us. There's never a time that the energy is truly stagnant. There's always, it could be slowed down, but there's definitely something that's shifting and changing. There's that Earth energy again. There's that Wheel of Fortune. One more card. Oop, there it is. Oh, okay. Okay. So there is some kind of stagnancy or some kind of, it's not even stagnancy. There's some kind of perspective change that I want you to see. And it might be because somebody shows up in your world. There's an earth sign here, the King of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and then we have the Page of Cups with the Two of Cups. Now, here's the thing is if you are begging the universe for something, the universe is going to laugh at you. Because a lot of times when we're begging for something, that's an ego-driven thought. We think that we need to have someone in our life. We think that we need to have this or that or whatever. And so we beg for it from the universe. Unfortunately, that's not the way that manifesting works. Manifesting works when you are allowing yourself to ask for things that are for your best and highest good. And sometimes that's not always what you think you want. That's just the straight truth of it. I'm not going to like mince my words when it comes to this, because the new age spirituality is going to have you thinking that you can manifest anything that you want in life. And sometimes the things that we want in life are not good for us. So sure, you can manifest something that's not good for you, but I guarantee you that's going to be a really difficult road for you to go on. Let's clarify, because it feels like there might be an earth sign that's coming into your life that's going to change your perspective on what relationships look like. So let's see what this earth sign. Okay. And see, here's the thing is I kind of feel like this is the earth sign from the past. I feel like this is not the right earth sign that's supposed to be there for you. And this change in perspective is showing you that just because you think you want to have this earth sign back in your life, it's probably better that you have boundaries with them. The Seven of Wands is about being honest with yourself. And it's not, again, it's not about having armor to keep everybody out. Boundaries are to show you who's best to have in your life. If you can tell your boundaries to someone and they don't get all up in their ego and think that they're, that you're just being obnoxious about what it is that you want and don't want in your life. If you can be honest about your boundaries with someone and they respect that, that is a green flag. That means go. Like that is somebody that's going to respect you in your life. But if you place boundaries on someone and they come at you for it, that is not the way that you want to continue. We have the Two of Wands on the Wheel of Fortune. So this next shift that you're on, where you're sitting here and having to look at things in a different perspective, this next shift that you're on is completely up to you. The Two of Wands in this deck, he has one hand tied to one wand and a foot tied to the other wand. He's going to have to move eventually. And when that shift comes and you're still not ready to move, the universe can very much bring a tower energy into your life because it's evolution, right? Eight of Cups is on the Two of Cups and the Page of Cups. There's a lot here about not being emotionally attached to the idea of what a relationship is supposed to look like. A partnership, a relationship that's a partnership means that you both are coming into this relationship equally. You both want to have equal parts of this relationship and you're going to work together to be able to do it. But in the past, and we've all been there, Pisces, we've all done this to ourselves. We've all been in bad relationships for ourselves, bad relationships that we wanted to keep going even. We wanted them to keep working out. We would try and force them to work out. So I really think for your own sake, what you're learning in the first half of this year is what it is that you won't put up with anymore. Because you're like, I've been through enough. I don't need to put up with some of the shit that you're throwing at me anymore. Do you see what I'm saying? So with that Eight of Cups, it is totally up. This is what I'm saying. It is your decision on whether you're going to walk away from the old relationships that you were no longer aligned with and allow yourself to put those boundaries up with those people, or you can continue on doing things the way that you were doing and keep hurting yourself. But there's some massive shifts that you're going through. And I think a lot of it is like that inner belief system. I used to believe that relationships were going to look this way. And now I'm starting to see that relationships actually look completely different. and that I don't have to be anything less for a good relationship to work out. Surrender to your fear of change. I'm going to read this one more time. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death. Repeat the affirmation. I have faith that all is well. Okay. Surrender your fear of change. I love you guys. I have 30-minute readings with me, either live or you can get them recorded where I just send you a video and you don't have to show up for that, or you can get it live where you show up with me on a Zoom meeting and we do it together. Those are only $60 for this month only. Once my calendar is filled up in January, I'm no longer going to be offering those at $60. So take advantage of that while you can. You can also get your own 6-month reading. I think I have one spot left in January, and then I'll open up some more in a few months for the second half of the year. But I love you guys, and I really want you guys to take care of yourselves, and I hope that you're doing well. Thank you for the support all these years, and I'll see you soon. Bye.